was at that jet boat race actually. They asked me if I wanted to go on the boat afterwards and I said no way. Well, it's safe as houses, they say, and the thing falls upside down. Never mind. Hey, back with Aftermatch. I'm Shaun Summerfield. Of course, Tom Conroy's away this week in Fiji, and we understand it's a business conference, but I guarantee most of it's been done on the beach. We won't get too jealous because I've got the pleasure of two very interesting guests here today. Craig Hall, first of all, some may remember him playing for Southland many moons, not too many moons ago. Shouldn't be too hard on you, Craig. We haven't got you here tonight because of rugby, and the fact that you work for Westpac Trust has nothing to do with the rugby either. No, we'll leave that a mystery at the moment. Yeah. Okay, and of course Jeremy Winders, a familiar face. Normally we see you with the headgear on, and you've had a couple of good games lately for Southland, the tour up north. How'd it go? Yeah,
it was good, Shaun. We had a good success, a couple of wins. It was quite hard actually to get all the combinations together in the earlier games. We found it hard against King Country, and the target was just good to get away with the imports and bind as a team. And yeah, the boys performed really well, as the score would tell you.
How's the step from the club season to the, I guess, the provincial stuff going for you?
Yeah, it was a huge step actually. I find it really hard, especially when we went up to play the Big O's. I think we might have been playing Waikiwi before that in Division 1, and just the tempo was incredible. I think it was about 14 professionals in that side, and yeah, we were left well behind, but we it was a good gauge to know where we got to up the tempo, and the training's really got intensive. Yeah, so hopefully we get up there.
And how are you finding your game? Is it up there yet?
Yeah, well, I sort of struggled at the start, and to be quite honest, like when I went and played the Big O's, I was way behind the 8 ball, and getting combinations. Simon got back on the tour, which was a big bonus, and we sort of got going and finding out, getting a bit of rhythm with the new boys, and it sort of moulded together with the two easier sort of matches. But the big gauge will be obviously against Vikings and next week to find out whether we're up there.
And what are your thoughts about the Vikings game? We don't want to leave you out of the conversation, that's all, Craig.
No,
that was nice, that's wonderful. No, sorry, we just wanted to make you fit in for the moment. You're going to get your moment in the sun later. We won't tell you too much about that at the moment. Very interesting question now for Jerry. What's it like when you're playing for Southland? Obviously it's a wonderful feeling. Some of us can only dream about. But when a new player comes along, whether they're brought in through Team Southland or they're coming up through the ranks, and they play in your position.
Yeah, it's sort of an interesting one, that one. It's about opportunity, I think, Shaun, like you obviously referring to Brent and
you ruined my surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a big cue to go. Never mind.
Sorry.
Keep going. Keep going.
I had it all training. But anyhow, yeah, he was yeah, it's about opportunity, and he's a good player. He had a good Super 12. He come in there later on and played very well, and he had an opportunity and he took it, with open arms. And now basically can't lie down and just wait my chance and take my chance and try and go for it. And sometimes it can make you a better player, whether you want to take up the challenge and make him a better player too, if we're sort of scrapping for the same position. More intensity at training, example, yeah. So I'm going to take it on board that way, like I have been in the off-season sort of style.
Well, we're going to meet him now, and we found out that rugby's not the only game he loves to play. Well, the last 3 weeks have been pretty interesting. We've been at the gym, we've talked to Mike Edwards, Marty Brook and Glen Stanton. Now, I'm beginning to worry a little bit because we've now come to the famous flat where the lads are living. And well, this is Glen Stanton when he's not at the gym. This is a professional rugby player, but we'll forget him for the moment. We're not interested in him. A man who was here, he had to leave due to a bit of illness, but he's back and he's set to play for Southland. Former star of the Waikato Chiefs, probably again next year, you never know. Of course, we've got Brent Sinkinson, and this is what you do in your spare time, Brent. Now, I've heard of professional athletes try motor racing, but this is the first I've seen it done this way.
Yeah, well...
Let him get the phone.
Oh, okay. Get the phone, will you? Oh, you're putting me off.
Speaking.
No, yeah. Bit of pastime, got to kill it somehow, eh?
Are you able to chat to me while you're racing?
Oh, no problem, no problem.
Okay, I'll just pull up this nice chair you've left for me here.
Yeah.
But you're back in Southland. Did you ever think last year that you'd end up playing First Division rugby for Southland?
No, I actually never thought I would. I was looking forward First Division teams. I never thought someone would actually come up to me and asked if I'd like to play. So yeah, I took it with both hands, and here I am for the second time.
Can I just butt in here for a sec? That
Here we
was
go.
his mother on the phone.
His mother.
He's got his socks and his woolen jersey to wear.
You still,
Looking after him.
you still got your mum looking after you from Whakatane.
No, they live in Pai here now, but she really fusses over me, which is what mothers do, I suppose, and got to keep up with it.
Do you think she's a little worried considering the flatmates you've been stuck with this year?
I think definitely, yeah. She said, watch out for Glen, Stanton, he's the worst, and I'll keep my eye on him.
Now, a lot of what we've heard is a few arguments over who does the work. Now, Mike Edwards told us he was like the housemaid. Are all those rumours we've heard true that the two big locks managed to boss the smaller guys around?
Well, you should have seen the room they ended up kicking me in. It's one of the smallest rooms in the house, and one of the coldest too, I must admit. So it was probably their problem, their fault for getting me crook in the first place. So yeah, I think it's a bit of seniority and a bit of size does help. We'll see.
I am concerned about one thing, Brett. I hope it's not me that's doing this, but you're quite a terrible driver.
Tell me about it. Thought I could talk and drive at the same time, but you obviously can't.
Now, obviously you don't play PlayStation all the time. What does your day normally consist of as a professional rugby player?
Well, try and train in the mornings, and then kick back and do whatever for 4 or 5 hours during the day, and then hopefully train at the night at the gym. That's usually what happens, but sometimes you don't get time for it, and you might skip a training here and there. But we do try and stick to our training schedules, and it all helps, I suppose.
How important is it to have the kind of downtime, the rest time?
It's very important, especially for recovery, and if you got little niggly injuries and stuff, it is good to have a rest now and then.
Now, one thing I'm keen to know before we let you get on and well and truly lose this game, Southland maybe slightly colder than Whakatane. How are you coping?
Nah, it's good, eh? Today was a lovely day, and just take it as it goes, I suppose. You're going to get a wet ass now and then, but part and parcel of the story of playing rugby, I suppose. No, I'm just happy to be here, really. It's good.
Top guy, Brett Sinkinson, sure to give Jeremy Winders a bit of a run for his money, but it's all going to lead to a top Southland team this year. We'll go to the break now. When we come back, we'll find out why Craig Hawley is sitting here with us, and of course what the real reason why Jeremy's here, and understand it's got a lot to do with underpants. Admit it.
Yeah, well, there was a bit of footage put together about that sort of thing. It was rugby guru Jeremy Winders put me onto it, and we had to take a couple of bottles of Spates on board before we can go through to get the logistics of the exercise right.
We'll find out what that exercise was in just a moment.